ever do a web launch at 3:00 right before you have a show. So
are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, sweet. I'm just
No, that's good to ask because we did a 30-minute show once, right? And we weren't live.
Still the greatest piece of content that I think either of us have ever done.
That no one will ever see ever because it wasn't recorded.
Right. So we can just keep saying it's our best work.
We gave all the winners. That's all I know.
Yeah, we accurately predicted the exact
the entire season.
Yeah, it was some pretty special stuff. How we doing today, man? I feel like we're in the dog days of summer. The rest of the golf season's a little sleepy, but
well, I just said that we're doing there's a content side to this company, and then there's a business side of this company, which takes a tremendous amount of people and effort and time and money. And so I do a content hat with you at 3:00 and then sweating golf all week. But I decided to say, okay, let's do a web launch before 3 p.m. today. And that was probably not the best idea, but we're good. We're good.
What was the web launch?
Well, if you see the site, look, it's totally changed. The front page, if you log out.
Okay, I'm going to do that right now because I'm pretty excited to see.
Style. It's just we're just updating style. It needed a facelift.
Oh, I like this a lot more. The white color face in the back.
More to come. Yep.
That's more visually appealing, in my opinion.
Correct. So anyway, I said, I said, Nathan, let's just get this done before 3:00, our show. Not a good idea. Brian, already too soon. Andy, thank you for the tip on Rom. Cash bigly on it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, this is the first live bet I've ever made in my life, and maybe the last. I mean, it looked like Andy Ogletree was going to beat John Rahm for. Right. I can't say I watched the tournament. I actually told you, I was on the golf course, and when you guys started saying that Rahm won, I thought you guys were doing a bet because I still don't know how to check live scores. Like I just go on Google and I type in live golf scores and then I click on the first one at the top. So, it turns out that Rahm did win live. And then I was driving back from Western New York, around 3 p.m. to New York City. And I looked at the scores and, Johnny Vegas was leading the tournament, which I also thought was a bet because it's Johnny Vegas and he was 80-1. So I pulled into a random gas station in the Finger Lakes and went into the Dunkin' Donuts and pulled out my laptop and started. Has laptop, has car. I'm already at like 5.
Dunkin' Donuts, Finger Lakes, has Dunkin' a laptop, Donuts, golfs with friends.
Yeah.
Brian Kirshner here doing his stock. Thank you.
Yeah. Brian was a government plant that I had come in to thank me. Of course. Many people are saying they made money on my golf picks last week. So.
Andrew Lack, thank you for the tip on Rom! Exclamation point.
Brian, that was not supposed to sound so automated.
Yeah.
I'm not, we're not paying you. So anyway, I pulled into this gas station and I watched Johnny Vegas make the winning putt on my laptop on Hulu Live TV. Also pays for Hulu Live TV Flex. So it was a fun little weekend. It was a very profitable weekend for me. So I can't wait to blow it all on some Olympic golf.
No, you're right. I mean, Vegas is kind of a cool golfer that way because he's a really good off the tee. Shout out to Andy. There you go, Ryan Kellogg. Keep it coming.
Kellogg's a good buddy of mine too. So
where's Huey Mack? Huey Mack will be next.
Hello, Andrew Lack. I sent out a group text to all my friends and I said, hey, just spam. I know it's Wiley's birthday, but just spam the live show with Andy compliments.
Right. Hello, insert name. Congrats on the insert name bet. No, but Vegas, listen. Fishburne, Gracerman, that dude had the ski. Yeah. Did you watch his 18th hole? From where he was, the stones that he had.
No,
He was fucked. He was left. He was in Tony Finau land, far left with his drive. He hit an iron between two trees to land on the green 80-ish feet and made birdie. It was incredible. The guy had the stones.
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be a playoff for sure. Johnny Vegas shows up every 4 years, but it's fun when he does.
Yeah, and shout out, I was not on Grazerman. I know Kyle was on Grazerman bigly. Large Anthony as well.
And Grazerman, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Fishburne and Grazerman were not on my radar whatsoever this week. I actually, to be honest with you, had like such a bad DFS week that got bailed out by like my most profitable betting week of the season. We can get to EVR, I'm sure, at some point.
Well, that was what I was going to say, because some of these dough heads are coming into this week, right? And who were the biggest letdowns? Hoagie, obviously.
Ugh.
Disgusting.
Oof.
I mean, secondly, EVR.
Yeah.
Who's playing this week, who will likely get a bronze.
Yeah.
Finau, only the fact that he was mid. And then Sam Burns Sunday, you didn't see this, but all of us in Discord, and we were firing on Sunday because all of us degens chase. Thank you, Kyle. Exactly. There you go. Kyle has abandoned your ship. No, but all of us degens chase first round leaders and end of round leaders. Okay.
Yeah.
Hit Bridgman on Thursday from a lot of money. Hit top fives and all that. But then Sam Burns, 24 feet for eagle to get to 13 under and par.
Yeah.
And I think his back is broken.
Yeah. Well, just to extend the list of disappointments, Billy Ho withdraw. Luke Clanton, 20% Luke Clanton miscut in DFS.
Brutal.
Keith Mitchell made the cut, but T46, that's not going to do it, folks.
Nope. Bro,
that was a very uncompetitive T46.
He cannot putt.
I don't think he could do a lot of things right now.
No, I mean, it's broken, dude.
Yeah, I keep looking at the ball striking upside and continue to expect much better things from old Keith, but just continues to not come to fruition. At least he made the cut, but it was it was disappointing to say the least. I
feel bad for Kyle because Kyle was Grazerman Central, and I hopped on the Grazerman bus. So
yeah,
let's do this. Let's smash at 10-1. Let's just do this, and he was awesome.
Yeah, Kyle's been a Grazerman truther for quite some time. So
he's a dog. He's kind of a dog. You know who else is kind of a dog who's playing this week is Schmid. I know he's mid. He's mid in his name, but
yeah.
Anything else this week you want to talk about? Last week you talk about? Bad or good?
No. Did you catch any of Liv JCB?
I didn't. I know Rom won. I know he had to orchestrate some tears for the post. Yeah. Kyle was fucking with us in the Discord saying he's crying. He's saying it was better than his Masters win. He would give up his green jacket, and I was falling for all of it. I'm like, you fucking donkeys, are you serious? No. Yeah, Kyle was really letting it. He said there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people there congratulating him. I'm like, fuck off. Are you serious? I was serious than nothing. But congrats to Rom. Congrats to Rom. And I think Rom rolls right into this.
I agree.
Get Spain a medal.
Yeah, I think he's really dangerous this week. Just
super
completely
dangerous.
Outside of the fact that I think Le Golf National is a really, really good golf course for John Rahm based on the way that he's driving the ball right now. I think that
the French call it Le Golf.
Le Golf National, yeah, La Albatros course. I do have to hand it to the Frenchmen. In this regard, they built Le Golf National in 1991 with kind of the
Brian is so fucking back. You are so back. Forget everything I said about you, Brian.
Yeah. We'll get to the vacuum takes later because I look at Rahm in the vacuum versus out of the vacuum quite differently this week. But yeah, they basically built this golf course in 1991 with the hope that this would be like the center for French golf, and this would, grow French golf. And it would be a tournament, a big tournament host that, would attract the best golfers in the world to France. And
how'd that go?
Within 40 years, they've hosted a Ryder Cup and an Olympics.
And who's their best French golfer? Victor Dubuisson?
Pavone.
Matthew Pavone?
Who's terrible at Le Golf National, by the way. He plays the French Open every year, and he can't crack the top 25.
Because they're gutless. It's the French. They're gutless.
Yeah. No, I won't be on Pavone this week by any stretch of the imagination. I don't know why.
We're going full America.
I can't, outside of Wyndham Clark, I can't believe that Pavone's 8K in DraftKings, but we can get there.
Look at Grillo, an absolute dog. I mean, he's 6,800.
Yeah, well, they did kind of the opposite of what we had last week, where I thought the pricing was way too soft.
Yeah.
Now the pricing's super competitive, and I think it actually makes it really, really hard
to play Scheffler.
To play Scheffler. Yeah.
And with Scheffler's, listen, still he's still Scotty Scheffler, but there is the baby component now, and there is the Open Championship component where Xander feels like the better golfer at this point, and Rahm feels like he is about to peak. That's that. And Rory just feels like Rory.
Yeah. I would also throw Morikawa into the mix as like just a really viable option this week. Who's, the guy hasn't finished outside the top 20 in a golf tournament since prior to the Masters. No. So I know he hasn't won, but he has just created such a high level of baseline consistency based on the fact that he can chip and putt now. Like his short game and putting has been tremendously
some of the best
improved.
On tour.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable the past couple of weeks. And, he actually is coming off his best ball striking performance of the season at the Open. So I bet Morikawa. I think he's going to win gold. That's my official pick this week. Yeah. I think DFS wise, it gets a little more interesting at the top though.
Talk about this course though. Le Golf National, Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
They play the Kazoo Open, which we talked about in Discord this morning. The Kazoo Open sounds like something our Discord would talk about, like this clown slide whistle. But there's been 3 winners of not Kazoo, but there's been 3 winners in this field who've won at Le Golf National. Noren, Fleetwood, and Guido Migliocci.
Yeah. And I really like Guido this week. He's playing great.
Migliocci.
Yeah, I think I would say that this golf course is going to play like far more similar to what we've seen. And I wrote about this far more in depth in the article, but I think the golf course is going to play far more similar to what we've seen at the French Open, which is, 7 to 16 under par. And I actually think based on the amount of rain that Paris has gotten, that area of France has gotten, the golf course is going to play pretty soft and pretty receptive. They've actually pushed some tees forward in some spots too. I don't think the intention of the Olympic golf organizers is to beat these guys up. I think that they want to see birdies. The past 2 Olympics were 18 under and 16 under par. And like in Tokyo, that golf course played really easy. Like almost half the field shot 10 under par. And I think Le Golf National is a tougher golf course on paper than Kasuma Gaseki, where Xander won at 18 under par. But this is not going to play anything like the challenge of, the graduated thick rough at the Ryder Cup. Softer, receptive conditions. I think I think somebody will get to 17, 18 under par would be my hunch.
There's a lot of water here, though. Right.
A lot of water. That's why
Blaine, Minnesota, where it takes some people out. I thought Vegas, by the way, on the back nine, when he hit his approach shot into the water, I was like, that's it. He's done. This is where he goes backwards. Now, did I do that because I needed him to go backwards? Yes. Was it me and Kyle? Yes. Do we both have Grazerman? Yes. Was so had I had a Vegas bet with you, I'd be like, he's going to be fine. But the water will take some of these guys out. I mean, regardless of the total.
100%. And I think the water will be like the guarding force the same way it is at TPC Sawgrass, the same way it is at PGA National, the same way it is at TPC Twin Cities, where it's just going to keep the scoring in check. I think even under really soft conditions, this golf course has too many landmines for anyone to go out and shoot 20 under. I mean, somebody did it at the Players this year. But right. that would surprise me.
But McDowell's one here, Jimenez has one here, Fleetwood's one here. Guys who can kind of keep their ball in play. But the one thing that we're not about this week is probably what? Length off the tee?
Yeah, I mean, I did a whole statistical breakdown on this about like distance versus accuracy at previous French Opens, but definitely an accuracy over distance course. It's got a really high miss fairway penalty. The average rank of, top 15, top 20 finishers, way higher in accuracy than distance. There are actually a couple holes that really are not conducive to hitting driver. And I think if you take a really aggressive approach off the tee and hit driver everywhere, you're going to find yourself in a lot of trouble, unless you have that ball on the string. I still think total driving over pure driving accuracy because distance helps everywhere. But my breakdown is like total driving with probably like a 65-35 split on accuracy over distance.
You know who hits every fairway watching him at the Open with that swing of his? Is Shane Lowry.
Yeah, I like Shane Lowry a lot this week. Why is he, 9,800 though?
He's a lot of money.
Yeah, 9,800. I think that is the real issue. Like just pulling out the DraftKings slate. I almost feel I understand it's a 60-man field. It feels like they almost overcorrected with last week's pricing being so soft. Where like I love Scotty Scheffler this week, and particularly if he's super underowned, I will find a way to utilize him. But
I like 12.5 Scotty with there's 5K ding dongs that we can
right. And listen, you
average 7,500 if you play Scotty, and there's not a lot down there to love.
It's so hard. Like Camilo Villegas, Carl Yuan, something called Gerbach, something called Polkakin, something called Bular, something called
Ganga G. Bular, Tapio Polkanen. Oh, Rafael Campos. No Yuan, no Villegas.
I mean,
Gerbach I've never heard of. By the way, Kyle, this is elite pronunciation. Actually, sorry, that's the Ghost Jam. Ghost Jam got on me for pronunciation. I'm 100 for 100, by the way. But you're right. I mean, you got Fachara Kanwatmai, who was actually kind of a young up-and-comer, but not in this format. Zanotti, Echeverria, Marty Doe. Gavin Green tends to always show up on European soil. Thank you, Kyle. We are so locked in right now.
Yeah. Well, yes. Kyle's also like going to tout Chris Ventura, who is like a stud at Oklahoma State with Hovland and then just went in the completely opposite direction.
Can I ask you something? What's pissing me off about the Olympics?
Sure.
Including golf. Do you not feel that all these athletes from around the world who go to Alabama, who go to American colleges for gymnastics, for sprinting, for everything, for golf, and then go back home and compete for their homeland?
Yeah. It's like Sepp Straka. Yeah.
Is that fair?
Well, I mean, you think about this with Sepp Straka, right? Who is of Austrian descent and basically, goes to University of Georgia and gets completely Americanized and now is basically a brand ambassador for Diet Coke. There's just doesn't feel like there's an Austrian bone in Sepp's body.
They come here They use our universities. They get trained the best in the world, and they go back to their own countries and win bronze. That's not fair. And then Colombia celebrates that we won. You didn't do shit.
So are
University of Alabama did.
Are you basically supposing that to compete in the Olympics for your country, you can't be like bred in America?
Correct.
Like you have to be.
Look at all these Canadian golfers who went to American schools.
So
every one of them.
Right. So actually we can claim, we should be able to claim Ludwig because he got good at golf in Texas.
Exactly.
I can't say I disagree.
Xander Schauffele's not going to fucking McGill in Canada to learn how to golf. They're all coming here.
No. Like we're actually.
We beat America. You didn't beat America.
They're all American.
They're all American. Ludwig is American. Yes. All these guys are American. We own all of them.
Yeah, I think it's a good take.
That's a very nationalistic take, but whatever.
No, it's sure, but I think there's merit to it as well because none of these golfers are none of these golfers are doing anything for their home. Actually, that's not totally true. Like Noren plays a lot of golf in Sweden, but I understand that the point you're making, especially the ones that go to American.
I forget where we left off, but
pricing.
Okay, so bottom up. Let's just go bottom up. No, that's stupid.
Let's go top down.
Sorry, I thought about that as like, can I get through this and think it's cool? No, it's not cool.
Let's go top down.
Top down. Out of the 10K range and up, Morikawa, Aubert, Rahm, McIlroy, Xander, and then Scheffler. I think I'm on the same wavelength with you if we are on it, that Rahm and Morikawa are my top two favorite.
Yeah, I think so too. And I like every bone in my body wants to play Scotty Scheffler. And I don't know. I still haven't figured out how I haven't looked at like the pricing and the contest. Like, I don't know. I may just play, a big 3 max and the $200 single entry. Like, I don't know if I'm going to play, the lottery or the 20 max or anything like that.
But is he dialed in? I mean, he's touring France with his baby and his wife.
Yeah. I think on golf course fit, this is the type of golf course that Scheffler should be able to separate at, that he would dream about. You want to play Scheffler on golf courses with a high missed fairway penalty that emphasize total driving. My two strongest PGA Tour comps to Le Golf National are TPC Sawgrass and Muirfield Village. So you can do the math on who's been pretty good at those golf courses. Rahm and Scheffler. But both those golf courses are big total driving golf courses that heavily emphasize driving accuracy because they feature a high missed fairway penalty, right? And I think those are the types of golf courses. And Scheffler likes predictability. Like, I think Scheffler struggles out of, golf courses with a high missed fairway penalty that induce unpredictability, maybe like Pinehurst or Royal Troon. Like, Le Golf National is an Americanized golf course. Le Golf National is TPC Sawgrass in France. Matty Schmidt won the Players this year. Yeah, because he finished T26.
We're totally aligned. We're like related right now.
Yeah.
Kyle's doing gummies, of course, but
yeah, I mean, and Kyle and Brian and I are both spending the weekend together this weekend up in upstate New York at the lake. And Kyle has already committed to staying up at all hours of the night to sweat the Olympics. Like, he has already told us he does not plan on sleeping.
No, he's that guy.
Because he's gonna sweat the Olympics at, I think television coverage starts at like 3 a.m. Lake Placid, baby. Yeah.
So what's the format? It's no cut?
No cut, 60. I mean, basically the same format as a signature event. No cut, 60-man field. So, listen, if you're playing Bular.
Gangaji Bular?
Yeah, if you're playing Bular, you do get 4 rounds out of him.
I don't want 4 rounds. I want less. It's like Kevin Yu last week. I was like, just quit, dude. Please. I don't want you playing anymore.
That was so awful.
He was the worst.
Oh my God. I can't stand Kevin Wu, but like it's just this pricing, Sharma, I suppose, is viable at 6.5.
Stop those Sharma people. They're awful.
Kyle loves Sharma this week. I've heard a lot of Sharma. Like Kyle texted this morning and said, the Bucks, I can't believe the Bucks let Sharma get to 300-1. Like what a mistake they made. Brian likes Scotty because it's a slapdick. No, I mean, this is I can't emphasize this enough. This is an incredible golf course for Scotty Scheffler. I just want to be on the record about that. Just
Brian,
like I was.
Brian completely turned heel on you. Like he was like all over with your talking points, and now it's just up your grill.
Well, it's a wild card. I can't control him.
No, okay. So good starting point. Ron Morikawa. I don't know what to do with Rory anymore. He hated the Olympics back when I guess the Justin Rose winning year, right? He's like, he wasn't interested in going. He made a very, bold statement that it's just not his thing. I don't feel Rory's in a very competitive space right now.
And he was on vacation between the Open Championship and this. He went to Portugal. He was playing the old course today.
I saw that.
So
is that a great comp? It's like, why is he playing the old course?
It's like it's the opposite. It's like the least. It's the worst comp I could possibly think of to a Golf National. We're 30 minutes into the show and we haven't mentioned the guy who won the Open Championship and an Olympic gold medal at 11.6K. Like, what are you going to do with Xander? Can't really play them all.
He's got his gold medal.
I think it's a letdown spot too, right? But I also didn't think he was going to win a second major this year. I thought that he was done after he won the PGA. I faded him at Pinehurst and at Troon, and I said, okay, Xander got his major. We're good here. I'm good on the Xander thing.
But there's something to be said for playing the best golfer in the field right now, and he's the best golfer in the field right now.
And it's like I like the golf course for Scheffler a little bit more than I like the golf course for Xander, just because Scheffler's a little bit more of an accurate driver of the ball. But why is I found the price gap between Scheffler and Scotty this week surprising. Did you expect a $900 difference? I mean, the difference between Scotty Scheffler and
should be 12-1, 11-8 to me.
Yeah, the difference between Scotty Scheffler and Xander this week is the difference between Tommy Fleetwood and Jason Day. It's the difference between, let me think of a good example. It's the difference between Griot and Pulkakinen.
Tapio Pulkkanen. It's Pulkkanen. By the way, Tapio Pulkkanen, and Kyle knows this, is the best dressed person in golf. He wears like a fedora and it was like old school Ryan Moore, like a 3-piece suit.
Yeah,
he's
so
class.
that's
he's all class.
The issue is like, which 2v2 do you like better? Xander Griot or Scheffler Pulkakinen?
Pulkakinen. I don't like Pulkakinen. Well, I do like Pulkakinen, but not this week. Okay, so him and Jesper Parnevik,
this was Ghost Jam comes through. Like this was the one I was looking for. Decky and Hoj, and I really like. I don't like Hoj. I like Decky this week.
I like the other Hoj because the other Hoj has had
great starts at Le Golf National.
Correct. I think the biggest thing is a very up-priced range of golfers that are not in our classification elite, but
so I presume you're talking about like Alex Noren at 9K, right?
Through to Shane Lowry, yes.
Yeah. Well, before we
Noren has a win here. Noren's a dog and he plays well.
No, I agree. I understand why Noren's priced the way he is, but can I just ask you of this Lowry, Hovland, Fleetwood, Neiman, Tom Kim range, who would be your favorite? Because there's definitely a lot of Fleetwood buzz this week. He's won at Le Golf National.
Yes.
He was like the star of the show at the 2019 Ryder Cup, even though I think this golf course setup is not going to be as conducive to his skill set than it was at the Ryder Cup. But are you doing the Tommy Fleetwood thing at 9.5?
If you're going to ask me who's my favorite in the range, I'm buying into the Tom Kim narrative and he was sixth. He was sixth last year at the Kazoo Open.
Yeah. It's a good golf course for Tom Kim.
It's a good golf course for Tom Kim. Plus, it goes back to the South Koreans need to medal at the Olympics in order to avoid military service. Now, I'm not saying that they want to avoid military service.
I'm comfortable saying that.
Sung Jae Im got it because he silvered at the Asian Games, but Kim and Ben On don't have. I mean, does Tom Kim, 21 years old, probably going to be a very good golfer for a very long time, want to take a 2 to 4 year gap in his career to do that? No. Do I believe an added incentive for him? Yeah. To get to the podium? Sure.
So is that a real thing? Like if he doesn't medal, he's gonna Tom Kim.
I don't know what
global
age
superstar.
He has time. He has time.
Yeah.
But this is a definite way to get out of the way right now to get a bronze at the Olympics.
Yeah.
So I would say that narrative plays hard for me for Tom Kim at a course that fits him, at something he finished sixth at last year, to Guido Migliocci. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and it's the case for Benny On too, right?
Ben On, same thing. Medla. Yeah, same thing for Ben On. Anyway, so I would say
I don't agree with this, Brian. Why do you think he's the worst play on the board? Like, this is an objectively good golf course for Tommy Fleetwood. Yeah, I understand
he's won.
Yeah, if Tommy Fleetwood's 30% owned, I understand that. But Brian just hates Tommy Fleetwood.
He hates Tommy Fleetwood and Aubert, who we didn't mention Aubert.
He does hate Aubert too, who I think we're clearly sleeping on Aubert as well, because based on his driving ability, this should be a really good spot for him too. I think like the
championship,
right? I think the easiest fade for me at the moment, and I may eat my words because I'm a fan of this player and he's still obviously immensely talented, but
Neiman.
I just think Hovland needs a reset.
Yeah.
I just think there's so many safer options in that range that are playing great golf. I think Hovland needs a reset, and I need to stop believing that just because Joaquin Neiman is talented and just because I watched him in person win at Riviera by 5 strokes, that he has the ability to top 10 at any event that isn't played on the LIV Tour.
His 11th hole at the Open Championship was enough for me to see that after a few days with not a lot of reps, that's what happens to a lot of these guys. And Victor Hovland at a course that demands some scrambling.
Yeah, definitely.
He's just not there. So
I'd
much prefer Lowry at that price.
Agreed. And Le Golf National is not a find it golf course. It's not a, we can put Band-Aids on our game, because it will expose you from a ball striking perspective. It's a still, even under softer conditions, it's a really, really tough driving golf course. Like I would look at this very similar off the tee to TPC Sawgrass, where you can get yourself in some really tough. You can lose this tournament with your driver. Thank you, Brian, for agreeing with me there. So I think like the 2 easiest fades for me in that range are Neiman and Hovland. Right. But like, dude, I think there's going to be ownership opportunities on like Aubert this week. I do. I think people are going to forget about him. And what do you do if Rory's like 8%, right? Like, it's still Rory. Couldn't you see him winning like an Olympic gold medal? Wouldn't that be kind of on brand for Rory? Like, lays an egg in the majors and then wins the Olympics.
I don't think Englishmen can win Summer Olympic gold medals.
Well, he's Irish.
Well, he's Northern Irish. Well, I guess what does he compete for? Northern Ireland?
Let me ask you this question. Just in a vacuum, right? So when we're in the vacuum, pricing, odds don't matter. Who is more likely to win gold this week? Tommy Fleetwood or Rory McIlroy? In a vacuum, right? I know it's a different question outside the vacuum, but in the vacuum.
I'm going to say Tommy Fleetwood. I hate to say it, but I do.
Yeah. Well, that's why you have the vacuum. I mean, it's
the 8K range is so. I don't want me to jump here, but Rory led the Irish Revolution. Do they compete for Northern Ireland, or does he compete in the United Kingdom? I don't know. There's Great Britain, the United Kingdom, and
he competes. He competes for Northern Ireland.
Okay.
We could. I'm done with the nines. We can jump into the eights.
I think the nines are stacked. I think that the eights are rough. Minwoo Lee, no.
I think the potential winner is in the 8K range.
Is it Corey Connors?
No, I do like Connors on this golf course.
I do like Connors.
Yeah, I think I'm going to play Connors. I think accuracy off the tee, middle to long iron play, but
you don't have Decky. You don't have Decky winning a gold. Dude.
No, I do like him too, though, on the course fit. But no, I'm really. I wrote him up in the article. Sepp Straka at 8.5K.
Yeah.
Super accurate driver.
He's American, right? He went to an American school.
Yeah, Georgia.
There you go.
Let's look at the golf courses on the PGA Tour that have a very high missed fairway penalty. Royal Troon, top 25 there. Yeah. Royal Liverpool, runner-up there. Players' Championship, top 10 there. Honda Classic, he won there. Memorial, top 10 there this year. TPC Southwind lost in a playoff there. Dare I say that Sepp Straka is a high missed fairway specialist and consistently raises his baseline on golf courses that emphasize driving.
He's the
accuracy.
Second most accurate driver on tour. I'm doing this by memory, and Aaron Rai is number one.
Yeah.
I 1,000% agree with you on Sepp Straka.
Yep. I honestly, I know you just pulled that out of your ass, but I actually have him second in the field in driving accuracy in this field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's won then if Rai's not in there?
Morikawa.
Okay.
Yeah. Scheffler and Fleetwood, by the way, are right behind him. Same with Tom Kim. And then...
Did I say Aaron Wise or Aaron Rai? I said Aaron Rai, but I loved Aaron Wise. Don't get me wrong. Trinity Forest, he won there.
But like the most accurate drivers that you want to look at, because I just have it pulled up right now. Morikawa, Straka, Adrian Moronk's really accurate for what it's worth. Tommy Fleetwood, Scotty Scheffler, Tom Kim, Lowry. Noren's not as high as I would have thought. I would have thought that too. He's a little bit lower.
Moronk, that's why I liked him at the Open, because he's such an accurate driver.
Yeah, I like Moronk this week too. I think the guys you got to worry about from an accuracy perspective, I don't think Wyndham Clark is playable right now.
Minwoo Lee, no.
Yeah, Minwoo Lee is prone to the wild one. Alejandro Tosti could get himself into a lot of trouble at this golf course. Ryan Fox, I know people like Ryan Fox. He's going to need to drive the ball and play. He's super inaccurate.
Yep.
Thomas Dietrich and Benny On, same deal. Kind of worry about their accuracy a little bit. So.
Okay. I think we're in line there a lot.
Yeah.
Moronk, I like. Do we like Guido?
I do. I worry about, can I ask you the ownership question though? Like, who do you think is going to be the chalky guy? Because, 60-man field, I don't know what content is going to be like this week. Like, I didn't do a preview podcast. I don't know how many people are covering the Olympics in depth. It might just be a couple podcasts and data golf value plays that really push all the ownership onto the same couple of guys. So who do you think the cheaper guys that we get groupthink are?
I think it'll be pretty well distributed.
I hope you're right. I'm worried about Guido chalk.
It can get Guido chalk. Someone said, I think if Eric Van Rooyen had a better week last week, 7K is a joke. I think that people will talk themselves back into him this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what makes, and someone mentioned this earlier in the comments, that's what makes Sheffield lineups difficult, because you got to reach. I mean, your average left over is not very good. I think it'll be distributed. I think Griot seems like a really good price at 6,800, and he's playing well.
Yeah.
And dude's good tee to green. If you want to reach a little bit, Schmid. I know he has mid in his name, but Schmid, his ball striking week last week was impeccable. I don't know much more he does, but he was very good.
I'm just attempting to build Scheffler lineups right now.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a chance?
9K?
Do you think there's a chance that Scheffler's under 20%? Like, you cannot play Scheffler this week unless you are playing
some rashy ass guys.
At least a guy or two in the 6K range.
Let me see. Let me build a Scheffler. Scheffler, a 9K. Let's go with Tom Kim, and your 7,000 average.
That's 4 spots.
Yeah. Then you're playing Gonga Bular.
Yeah, pick. Can you even pick, like, particularly in a single entry? I think Scheffler's ownership in a single entry will be low, which is interesting because usually Scheffler in single entry is high. But if you're playing like the $200 single entry this week, which I love to play, shout out Ghost Jam in the chat. I know that's his favorite contest too. What player in the 6K range? I mean, I'm sure you can think of one, and you probably have to think of one, whether you're playing Scheffler or not. But can you really think of 2 players below 7K that you would feel comfortable with in a $200 entry? Schmidt's one.
So I'm not comfortable with it, but I play Schmid and Griot. And Daniel Hillier, remember him at the Open Championship? A little more research on him.
Yeah. So, like, even...
I'm not Sharma.
Yeah, even Scheffler, Tom Kim, Schmid, Griot lives you 7.5K remaining. You could
do Straka.
So it's like, what are the final 2 spots? Yeah, you could do Straka, but then you're dipping again into the 6s. So you're essentially, unless you're building Scheffler and then dropping down to, at least the 8s as your second man in, very, very difficult to build Scheffler lineups that end in the 7K range.
You will need 3 6K guys. And do you want to gamble that's going to be something?
And also you're losing the ability to, like, build these very high win equity lineups centered around Morikawa. Like, start a lineup with Rahm, Morikawa, and then get your Schmid and Griot in, and you have more money, right? Did I do that right?
Do we have any intel on what happened on the 18th hole at Troon with Scheffler? Is he hurt? Is there anything on that? I mean, look at last week. Look at last week with Billy Horschel. That was egregious, right?
Yeah.
Was he even there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have not spoken to anybody. It wasn't the Open Championship. Wasn't like, I have like my guys that go to tournaments more than I get to. And the guy, but one primary guy that I always talk to about these things wasn't there. So I haven't heard anything on Scheffler, but I mean, the guy's on Instagram. He's at the Louvre with new baby Bennett.
Scheffler family stuff.
Guys, yeah, Scheffler was one of those guys where it's just hard to believe that he hasn't been a dad for the last 20 years. Like the marriage of Scheffler and dad content is perfect. The guy was born to be a dad.
Full denim outfit, full denim,
just,
acid wash.
Pushing baby Bennett around in the stroller with the dad hat. It feels like he was
kids. No. Does Morikawa have kids? No.
No, but Morikawa dresses his dogs in outfits, so maybe that's good enough for him.
Does he really?
Yeah, that was in the Netflix thing. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm going dog dresser Morikawa as my winner, and predict. Let's here's what I'll do. In the comp, because we never do this, or yeah, we do. We actually did.
Give something away for a winner.
No, I was going to. Yeah, I was going to.
All right,
so
you go ahead and do that.
So I'm going to next week at the Wyndham Championship, final cut event of the year. So I'm actually pretty pumped at the Wyndham. I will enter a single entry for us to build together. You're free rolling. I'll take on the entry fee. But you need to, first of all, be subscribed to RPS. That's a given, obviously. But post in the comments the medals, the trifecta, right? Bronze, gold, silver, bronze. And we'll say, we'll say, just to make it easy, like gold, if you get gold right, that's 5 points. If you get silver right, that's 3 points. If you get bronze right, that's 1 point, because no one's going to get it perfect. And I'll just pick a winner. Whoever has the closest trifecta.
I'll match it from Run Pure Sports. We'll give if you're a member and you comment the best person who does this. Well, what if only one person does it?
No, we're gonna get there'll be at least a couple to choose from. There's 800 people watching right now. Okay. I don't know how many of those 800 are freeloaders that aren't subbed to our behind the scenes content, but I imagine there are some
all of them.
Worst case scenario, Ghost Jammed and Kyle do it, and we'll have to lie even if they get it right and give it to somebody else. So they think we're not playing favorites. Posted. That's a question.
Run Pure Sports will match something. I'll just say this. But
that's
do it
a
right
question.
Now. Do it right now.
That's a question for Wiley. Is post in the YouTube comment section, right? Because that helps with the YouTube algorithm, right? We don't need our Discord being spammed.
Yeah,
our Discord
post it in YouTube.
Post in the YouTube. Yeah.
DM me. Show up on my porch and tell me at my house. I don't care.
Write Wiley a letter.
Yeah, write me a letter. That's what I tell my trolls. Just come over to my house and let's just talk about it.
Write Wiley a letter.
Look at this.
Scotty Gold, Rom Silver, Morikawa Bronze.
There you go. Good. That's what you need to do. Gold, silver, bronze. Do it right now.
In the comment section, though.
In the comment section or the live stream section. There you go.
Okay, finish off with this. Who's your trifecta?
What's that?
1,000 American cash? Okay.
No, I don't. No.
Upstage. I was going to say upstaging me with 200 single entry.
We print this at my office. And this isn't live, is it?
Did we hit record?
No,
so I'll give you mine.
Yeah,
I'm saying Morikawa gold.
Yeah.
Sepp Straka silver.
Yeah.
Scheffler bronze. What's yours?
Okay. Okay. Kind of on this. I'm going Rom gold.
Okay. I like it.
Morikawa silver.
Mm-hmm. And
Tommy Fleetwood bronze.
Okay. I thought that was kind of the Pulkakinen spot. It's impossible for me to say Pulkakinen and not laugh. I thought you were gonna. I thought you were gonna go
Have
chalk.
You Googled Tommy Pulkakinen? The guy's dressed like a fucking these 1940s.
I thought you were gonna go chalk there and then throw us off with the Pulkakinen bronze pick.
Ganga G. Bular for Chera Kungwatmai and Gavin Green for Kyle.
Oh God, he wears the hat too. Here's the thing.
Fedora.
Now that
we've class.
Yeah, now that we've made Pulkakinen a thing, we're just gonna get Kyle Pulkakinen 1 under through 1 at 4.
You're adding another K to make it Pulkakinen. But just keep doing it because it's Pulkakinen.
That's Pulkakinen. He plays on. If I told you right now what nationality is Pulkakinen, what would you say?
He's Finland.
How do you know that?
Because we used to follow him on the Euro Tour all the time. He's the most. I knew every Euro Tour player.
You know, I'm looking at his Wikipedia page right now.
What date of birth?
You want to guess?
What were you gonna ask?
Well, it looks like, he's a really good soccer player growing up, according to Wikipedia.
Yeah. He's like a Samuel Omaki, just a.
Yeah, he's known for wearing the Trilby hat, which, got to be honest, did not know those. I know the exact type of hat they're talking about.
Yep.
Did not know that type of hat had a name.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's like, you remember Ryan Moore? I said this earlier. Remember when he first came out, he's wearing, ties and vests. Like, Ryan Moore dedicated himself to golf course fashion. Plakanen does it too.
Yeah.
When was he born? Plakanen. I'm going to say February 1989, 24th.
You're like pretty close. He's May 21st, 1990 in Kotka, Finland.
There you go. 11 months.
Yeah.
I'm totally zoned. I'm totally locked in. Any athlete, any actor, I'll get it within 6 months.
Yeah. He career highlights are he won the Kazakhstan Open in a playoff over Chase Koepka.
What year was that?
2017.
I literally remember that because we literally bet on it.
Yeah. He's won 8 times on the Nordic Golf League.
Yeah.
Over Thomas Nuray. So anyway, yeah, Polkakinen.
Gotta hope Polkakinen wins gold.
I think he's viable at like 6.3.
I can't believe the books left him at 1,000 to 1.
Yeah, I can't believe the books. They'll pay for this mistake. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's a sharp lad. Mark Green says gold. This is what you need to put in the comment section. Gold Tommy Ladd, silver Xander, bronze Norton. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mark Green is Gavin's brother, by the way. They didn't even put his brother in the top 3. Back on Vic Perez. Get back off him, Carl Smoke Room.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll go back and look at the comment section from this chat and announce a winner on Monday.
Morikawa gold, Rahm silver, Tom Kim bronze. Yeah, I think people are kind of in our same zone here.
There you go.
Ghost Champ, Scotty gold, Rahm silver, Morikawa bronze. Ghost Champ says he's sick of golf. He was sick of golf this weekend. He was a grump.
I'm getting into football soon. Like I started. Yeah, I started diving into my football research, and
it's Thursday first showdown.
Yeah, I'm pretty psyched about football season this year. So,
and I hit the feature showdown on MLB last night. Did I chop it?
There you go.
Yeah, but there you go.
There you go.
All right, we gotta go. 3
All right, later.
God bless.